In this space, many satellites revolve around the Earth, which completes the work of information and dissemination on Earth. But have you ever wondered how far from the Earth's sky the space begins? Does it have any end or end? If not, then in today's video, we will know how far from the Earth's sky the space begins. So why wait? Let's start this exciting video. What is space? Before knowing the distance of space from the Earth's sky, we have to understand what space is and how it looks. During the day on Earth, we cannot see space due to sunlight. But when it is dark, hundreds of stars start appearing in the sky. These stars are also in the sky during the day, but due to the sunlight, we cannot see them clearly. Space is a place where all the celestial bodies, stars, and various planets are present, whereas the Earth's sky is a place which is completely empty. Apart from planets and stars, space also contains low-density gaseous particles, which include hydrogen and helium particles. This place is filled with dark matter and dark energy. There is always a smell of various metals. Therefore, going into space and carrying out all kinds of exploration missions, there is considered a very difficult and challenging task. How far is space from the Earth's sky? This is a question whose answer is very complicated. The structure of the Earth is such that its atmosphere is very dense and spread over miles. This atmosphere is known as the ozone layer, which protects humans from the harmful rays of the sun, as well as various types of meteors and asteroids. But the further the human goes away from the Earth's atmosphere will start becoming less dense, and its layers will become very thin. At the place where the human goes, the atmosphere of the Earth will start becoming less dense, and its layers will become very thin. Space begins at the point where the Earth's atmosphere ends, but there are differences and different views among scientific agencies around the world regarding the identification of the point where the Earth's atmosphere ends and the beginning of space. The American Space Agency, NASA, believes that space begins at the point above the ground where the pressure becomes less than 1 pound per square foot, that is less than 0.048 bar. This means that the beginning of space from the Earth's sky can be identified in terms of pressure. According to this theory of NASA, the pressure is less than 0.048 bar at an altitude of about 81 kilometers from the ground, from where space begins. But after the NASA theory came to light, a new study was presented to the world about the beginning of space from the sky by Aerosmith, in which it was claimed that space begins after an altitude of 100 kilometers from the ground. Theodore van Kármán stated in his theory that at this distance from the ground, various spacecrafts need orbital velocity to take off and land, which proves that space begins at a distance of 100 kilometers from the ground. His theory was recognized by many scientific agencies at the global level, and an imaginary boundary line was created in the name of a common line at a height of 100 kilometers from the ground, beyond which space begins. The area 100 kilometers below the common line is considered to be the Earth's atmosphere, which protects the Earth from the sun. It protects us from various types of harmful elements. But even after the construction of the Kármán Line, research work continued on the beginning of space from the sky, as a result of which the question arose that the Earth's atmosphere is spread over thousands of kilometers. Then how can it be limited to a radius of only 100 kilometers? If we look at the various layers of the Earth's atmosphere, we will find that its first layer, that is troposphere, is spread up to a height of 12 kilometers, while the second layer of the atmosphere, stratosphere, is spread up to a height of 50 kilometers from the ground, while the third layer, mesosphere, is spread up to a height of 100 kilometers from the ground. Apart from all this, the fourth layer of the atmosphere, thermosphere, is spread up to a height of 700 kilometers from the ground, and the heaviest layer, exosphere, is spread up to a height of 10,000 kilometers from the ground. In such a situation, the imaginary line drawn for the beginning of space at the global level is at the height of the Earth. Although it is inside the atmosphere, still there is an interesting reason why the Kármán Line is considered to be an important point of the word space. Actually, up to a height of 100 kilometers from the Earth, any spacecraft or rocket needs aerodynamic lift to fly, because a lot of force is required to lift the weight of any spacecraft and to fly it in the air. But as soon as a spacecraft crosses the Kármán Line at a height of 100 kilometers in the sky, it does not need a lot of force to fly. This is the reason that despite the Earth's atmosphere extending for miles, space begins after a height of 100 kilometers from the ground, where any spacecraft or satellite depends on orbital velocity to fly. So friends, now you must have understood how far is the distance of space from the Earth's sky and how it can be identified. If in future you are able to reach a height of 100 kilometers from the Earth, then you will surely see space where you will see lots of stars and dense darkness. But be careful, because hundreds of satellites also revolve around this place. If you liked this video, then do not forget to like and share it, and also subscribe to our channel.